1970 was a decade where R&B stretched its wings and soared into new territory, blending velvet smooth harmonies with bold rhythms that felt like the heartbeat of a generation. These are the 15 R&B tracks that shaped the soul of the 70s and still echo through our lives today. Number 15. Backstabbers by the OJs, released in 1972 on Philadelphia International Records.
They do. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place.
This track arrived right as the Philly soul movement was becoming a national force. The OJs were stepping into their prime, working with the legendary Gamble and Huff production team.
All these visits from my friends, yeah.
And this was the song that pushed them into the spotlight. The tension behind the recording was real. The group was determined to prove they could define this new, elegant, yet gritty sound.
All the time they want to take your place, the backstabbers.
And from the first icy piano notes, you can feel the uneasy swirl of suspicion that made the track so unforgettable. It carries the smoky pulse of early 70s nightlife, where bright suits, slow-moving ceiling fans, and whispered conversations colored the air.
What they do is smile in your face. Smile in your face.
The message still hits hard today, and the lush orchestration became a blueprint for countless R&B and pop hits afterward. If this one stirred up the drama, just wait until you hear how the next song channels pure uplift and power. Number 14. Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Diana Ross. By 1970,
where you are, no matter how far, just call my name.
Diana Ross was stepping out from the Supremes and carving her own sonic identity. This track, released on Motown, marked a bold moment in her solo career. Producers Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson transformed a familiar hit into a sweeping orchestral declaration of independence. What's wild is that Motown executives initially doubted the arrangement, thinking it strayed too far from the classic version.
Just remember what I told you the day I set you free.
But Ross insisted on the emotional storytelling, the spoken passages, the gradual build. And when you listen, you can almost picture the soft glow of studio lamps reflecting off her headphones as she recorded those intimate lines. The 70s were opening up to grander productions and deeper emotional journeys, and this song became the anthem of fearlessness. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 and helped solidify Ross as a solo powerhouse. If that felt like cinematic triumph, the next track brings the grit back down to the streets. Number 13, I'll Be Around by The Spinners. Released in 1972 on Atlantic, this was the moment the Spinners found their defining sound after switching labels. Working with producer Tom Bell, they struck gold with a silky, instantly recognizable guitar riff.
I'll be there whenever you need me.
Fun fact, I'll Be Around wasn't even supposed to be the A-side. It was the flip to How Could I Let You Get Away? But DJs kept spinning the B-side until it caught fire nationwide.
I'll be there whenever you need me.
Close your eyes and you can feel the warm breeze of a summer block party, the hum of conversation, the soft crackle of a vinyl 40 spinning on a porch turntable. Its promise of steady devotion resonated with couples everywhere.
I'll be around.
And its influence can be traced through decades of R&B and neo-soul. If this one wrapped you in comfort, the next track turns up the groove and refuses to sit still. Number 12, Superfly by Curtis Mayfield.
So night with the moon shining bright, there's a second one strong.
In 1972, Curtis Mayfield was already respected for his socially conscious songwriting, but Superfly took his artistry to a new height. released on Curtom Records as part of the soundtrack to the film of the same name.
Was his own, but the man lived alone. Oh, Superfly.
The track delivered razor-sharp commentary on street hustles and survival. What makes it even more remarkable is that Mayfield recorded much of the soundtrack without having seen the full movie, relying instead on scripts and instinct. And somehow, he nailed the emotional landscape perfectly.
Ask him his dream. What does it mean? He wouldn't know. Can't be like the rest.
When that bass line slinks in, you're instantly transported to a neon-lit urban night. Cars gliding slow under flickering streetlights. The city alive with both promise and danger. Mayfield's falsetto floats like a warning wrapped in honey. The song not only outshone the film, it reshaped funk-infused R&B and influenced artists from hip-hop producers to modern soul revivalists. If this one strutted with streetwise swagger, the next track brings pure spiritual uplift. Number 11, Lovely Day by Bill Withers.
And something without wanna love.
Released in 1977 on Columbia Records, this song arrived during Bill Withers' mature period, when he had already mastered the art of understated emotional truth. Written with Skip Scarborough.
And I know it's gonna be.
The tune carries one of the brightest vibes in all of 70s R&B. Yet behind the scenes, Withers was battling industry pressures and label tug-of-war, making the song's optimism even more meaningful. And then there's that legendary note he holds for 18 seconds, the longest sustained vocal note to ever hit the charts at the time. Listening to it feels like stepping outside on a crisp, sun-washed morning, the kind where the world feels kinder and the rhythm of life slows just enough for gratitude to slip in.
And the world's all right with me.
Its influence is everywhere, from commercials to movie soundtracks to countless covers. If this one warmed your heart like fresh sunlight, the next track brings a silky late-night groove you can almost taste. Number 10, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
Let's get it on.
Released in 1973 on Tamla, this track marked Marvin Gaye's triumphant return after the emotional weight of his earlier work. He was searching for a new direction, something warmer, something that let him breathe again.
Don't have to worry, let it go.
What emerged was a slow-burning masterpiece produced alongside Ed Townsend. There's a little-known story that the original concept was far more spiritual, almost sermon-like. But as the sessions evolved, Marvin leaned into the sensuality that had always lived in his voice.
Let yourself go.
Picture the studio in Los Angeles dimly lit, musicians scattered across the room, Gaye wearing headphones pushed slightly off one ear, guiding the band with soft gestures. The first time that iconic guitar lick drops, you're instantly wrapped in velvet.
Baby, come on, sugar.
The song topped the charts and became one of the defining slow jams of the decade. If this one smoothed out the room, the next track brings a shot of fierce, freedom-filled energy. Number 9, Respect Yourself by the Staple Singers in 1971, released through Stax Records.
Everybody that you're running to.
This anthem arrived right when the label was rebuilding itself after major internal turmoil. The Staple Singers joined the effort with renewed purpose, and this track became a rallying cry for empowerment. Produced by Al Bell and featuring members of the legendary Muscle Shoals rhythm section, the song carries a punch that's both soulful and gritty. A fun piece of trivia: Mavis Staples originally questioned whether the spoken sections would work, but Bell insisted they gave the track its backbone.
Hand over your mouth when you cough, that'll help the solution.
Close your eyes, and you can almost feel the southern heat soaking through a Memphis afternoon, church fans waving lazily, and the hum of determination settling over the community. Its message remains powerful, sampled by artists from Bruce Willis to contemporary hip-hop acts. If this one fortified your spirit, the next track slides us straight onto the dance floor with unstoppable joy. Number 8, Best of My Love by The Emotions, released in 1977 on Columbia. This track burst onto the scene with the help of Earth, Wind and Fire's Maurice White, who produced it with his unmistakable sparkle. The Emotions had already carved a place for themselves with tight harmonies, but this single pushed them into global recognition. Here's a hidden gem of a story during recording. The group experimented with several rhythmic feels before landing on the final groove, and once they did, everyone in the studio reportedly broke into spontaneous dancing. Listening today, you can almost feel the polished wood floors of a 70s dance hall beneath your feet. Disco balls scattering soft light and friends twirl, laugh, and forget their worries. The track topped the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the most joyful R&B dance anthems of the decade. If this one had you moving, the next song dives deep into smooth and smoldering late-night soul. Number 7, Kiss and Say Goodbye by The Manhattans, released in 1976 on Columbia.
Let's just kiss and say goodbye.
This song captured heartbreak with such elegance that it became one of the first R&B tracks to earn platinum certification. Written by Blue Lovett, the tune was inspired by real-life relationship turmoil.
I've got ties, and so do you.
The spoken intro almost didn't make the cut, but when the group heard how Gerald Alston delivered those lines with calm sorrow, they knew it was essential. Imagine the soft glow of a bedside lamp, the quiet click of a cassette deck, and the bittersweet weight of saying goodbye when the heart isn't ready.
It's gonna hurt me, I can't lie.
The song resonated deeply with listeners across the world and topped the Billboard Hot 100, cementing the Manhattans as masters of romantic storytelling. If this one tugged gently at your heartstrings, the next track launches us into one of the most irresistible grooves of the decade. Number 6, September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Released in 1978 on Arch in Columbia, this track was born from pure musical chemistry. Maurice White, Al McKay, and Allie Willis crafted a song that feels like bottled joy. The funny part is that Willis initially disliked the famous opening lyric, "Do you remember feeling it was too nonsensical?" But White insisted it carried the magic. He was right. From the first horn stabs to the bright percussion, the track feels like a street festival in motion. Picture warm night air, colorful lights strung across a city block, and people dancing shoulder to shoulder without a care. It became a timeless celebration, used in films, commercials, and endless parties. And with this energetic peak, we've reached the midpoint of our journey. If these 70s R&B classics are sparking memories or getting your feet tapping, give this video a like. And stay close. We've still got 5 more timeless tracks ahead. Number 5, Let's Stay Together by Al Green.
So in love with you.
Released in 1971 on High Records, this track marked a turning point for Al Green and producer Willie Mitchell. Green was still refining his artistic identity, searching for a sound that felt both intimate and timeless.
Would you, baby?
During the recording sessions in Memphis, the band reportedly tried dozens of subtle rhythmic variations before locking into the silky pocket that defines the song. There's a calm confidence in Green's delivery, a gentle promise wrapped in pure tenderness. Close your eyes, and you can almost feel a quiet living room in the early 70s. Sunlight filtering through lace curtains, a couple swaying slowly on worn carpet, letting the music speak the words they cannot.
I wanna squeeze you. Let me be with you, babe.
The track reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the most covered R&B songs in history. If this one wrapped you in pure devotion, the next track brings a funk-charged spark that refuses to sit still. Number 4, Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang, released in 1973 on Delight Records.
Let's see if we've got enough steam left to do that Jungle Boogie with Kool and the Gang.
This track exploded with raw, electrifying energy that captured the heart of the funk movement. Kool and the Gang were experimenting heavily at this point.
Get it up.
Blending jazz training with street-born rhythmic instincts. The song's iconic grunts by Ronald Bell were originally just warm-up noises during rehearsal, but the band loved the feel and kept them. Play it today, and you're instantly surrounded by the sights and sounds of mid-70s nightlife, neon lights buzzing, dancers moving low to the floor, and speakers thumping in dimly lit clubs. Its influence spread far beyond its original era, landing in movies, commercials, and sampling culture. If this one had you bouncing, the next track brings polished elegance and a message that touched generations. Number 3, Lean on Me by Bill Withers, released in 1972 on Sussex Records.
We all have sorrow.
This track emerged from Bill Withers' reflections on community and resilience. He had grown up in the small mining town of Slab Fork, West Virginia, where people truly leaned on each other.
Somebody to lean on.
When he moved to Los Angeles, he missed that closeness and wrote this song as a reminder of what human connection really means. Withers kept the arrangement simple on purpose, letting the message breathe. Rumor has it he wrote much of it on a cheap Wurlitzer piano he had just bought with his first royalty check.
Need a hand. We all need somebody.
Hearing it now, you can almost feel a neighborhood front porch, dust settling in, friends singing together under the warm glow of a single bulb. The track topped the Billboard Hot 100 and remains one of the most comforting R&B songs of all time.
Oh, if you ever need a friend.
If this one lifted your heart, the next song brings a masterpiece of social reflection and soulful urgency. Number 2, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Brother, there's far too many.
Released in 1971 on Tamla, this song marked a revolution not just for Marvin Gaye, but for the entire R&B landscape. Gaye had been grieving the loss of close friends and coping with his brother's traumatic return from Vietnam.
To bring some loving, oh, yeah.
When Four Tops member Ronaldo Obi Benson brought him the initial concept, Gaye transformed it into something far deeper. Motown didn't want to release it, fearing the political tone would hurt sales. But Gaye refused to record anything else until they gave in.
What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Woo!
The moment the track begins, with its seamless blend of conversation, saxophone warmth, and gentle groove, you're transported into the emotional pulse of early 70s America. Picture city streets filled with protest signs, the smell of incense drifting from open windows, and communities searching for hope amid turmoil.
What's going on? Hey.
The song topped the R&B charts and reshaped the idea of what R&B could be. If this one asked the world to slow down and feel, the number one track brings pure passion from start to finish. Number 1, Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire, released in 1981 on Ark and Columbia. This track technically peaked just past the 70s, but its creation and spirit were entirely born from the decade's energy. Maurice White and the band were returning from a brief hiatus, searching for a sound that honored their legacy while pushing into the next era. The electronic bass lines were groundbreaking, influenced by funk experiments the group had refined throughout the 70s. There's a fun story that the futuristic vocoder wasn't meant to stay in the final cut, but once they heard how it danced with the horn lines, they knew they had struck something irresistible. Play it now, and you're right back under the glowing lights of a roller rink or a packed dance hall, skates gliding smoothly as the disco ball throws stars across the room. The song became a multi-generational anthem, proving that the essence of 70s R&B was too powerful to be contained by a single decade. From uplifting messages to dance floor magic, these songs remind us how the 70s shaped the heart of R&B and pushed music to new emotional heights. Thanks for taking this soul-filled journey with us. Subscribe to keep the groove alive, and when the end screen pops up, click into our deep dive on 15 one-hit R&B wonders from the 80s who disappeared without a trace to keep the rhythm rolling.